Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It is a early vlog today. It is currently, let's see what time it is. It is 3:25 p.m. on this beautiful Friday afternoon. And Alex and Boo Radley are taking a little afternoon nap upstairs. And so I thought I would come out here on the front porch and enjoy this beautiful afternoon and make a vlog. Make a vlog. Like I'm making dinner. Make a vlog. I'm gonna go downstairs and make a bowl of spaghetti. I'm gonna go downstairs and I'm gonna make me a bowl of vlog. I'm gonna make a vlog. I thought I'd come outside and enjoy the weather while it's nice, because I think this is the nicest day we're supposed to have, and then it's gonna get a little cooler over the next couple days. And then I think after this, I'm going to take a walk and hopefully finish my Christmas cozy mystery stalking around the Christmas tree, and then I'm going to start the book that we are reading for Peter's book club, which we are piggybacking off of Reese's book club, and the book that she picked for this month is the book that we're going to read for Peter's book club, because I've been really enjoying reading her picks. And so yeah, so I think I'm going to try to finish stalking around the Christmas tree and then start that book. And then I also want to I want to be able to be outside as much as I possibly can today, because it's so nice. And then I'm going to also try to sit out here and finish the graphic novel that I'm reading, which is called The Prince and the Dressmaker. I'm about halfway through, but honestly, I only ever read like 4 or 5 pages at a time. It's a really quick read. I probably could have sat down and got it done in one setting. So I want to sit out here today and I want to finish that. So that will hopefully be 2 books that I'll have finished this week. So maybe I'm back on my reading momentum. I don't know. Yeah, so, and I was gonna film some other videos today, but I was like, you know what, it's such a beautiful day, and Fridays are kind of slow for videos anyway, and so I thought if I'm gonna take a day off from filming other videos, then I'll take today off, and we'll just kind of see how this weekend goes as far as, you know, plans and stuff like that. So anyway, but I wanted to film a vlog nonetheless. So I was supposed to go to a meeting with Tanya Jean today, and today's actually Tanya Jean's belly button birthday, which is what we call it in recovery. That's the day you're born. So today is Tanya's actual birthday. Monday was the surprise birthday party that our son had for her, but today is her actual birthday. And so we were going to go to this meeting, and then we were going to get lunch, and then we were going to get our feet done. I was going to, you know, do all that for her birthday. And she called me last night, and she had just got done watching Traitors, and Alex and I were watching Traitors, and so she was like, her back is like really hurting her, and so she's like, I'm not going to go to the meeting tomorrow. And I was like, okay. And I was like, do you want to get together and do anything? She's like, no, I just really need to rest at home. She's like, my back is really hurting her. So I texted her earlier. I think she's feeling a little bit better, but just still not great. And so she said she's done like so much this week, and she's like, I think I just kind of like wore myself down a little bit. So she's like, I just want to take tomorrow and just kind of rest. And then I think her and her husband are going out to dinner somewhere tonight. She's been wanting this lobster steak dinner, so I think they're going to have that tonight. Tanya loves a good lobster steak dinner. So it's that called Surf and Turf. So I don't eat steak and I don't eat seafood, so I don't know, but it's that called Surf and Turf. So I think they're going to do that tonight, and so she's just kind of like resting up today. So we didn't go to the meeting today, which I was all planned to do that, and was like trying to get my stuff done early yesterday so I could go to bed early today, or early last night, so that I could get up today to go over there and do all that kind of stuff. But I just want her to feel better. So I feel bad that she's not feeling great on her birthday. It's kind of not a great day to not feel good, you know, but she'll feel better. She pushes herself so hard, you know, like she like works, you know, every single day at the kennel, and she stands on those concrete floors for like 10-12 hours a day, and then she'll be like, my back and my feet are really hurting. I'm like, Tanya, you stand on the concrete for like 10 or 12 hours a day. So she'll feel better. I think she was also scheduling to get a massage today too for her birthday. She was treating herself to a massage. So yeah, so I didn't go to the meeting today. So last night I stayed up a little bit later, and well, I finished The Tourist. I fell down like this whole rabbit hole of like looking up shows that were like this, because people told me in the comment sections yesterday, they said that Broadchurch, because somebody had recommended for me to watch Broadchurch, and they said that, I asked yesterday, I was like, is Broadchurch like a crime, you know, crime thriller, and everybody was like, yes, it is. So I was looking at Broadchurch yesterday and where to find it. You can watch it on Tubi, which is so interesting to me that that's the streaming service that it's on, because Tubi is like a free streaming service. And it has a lot of like old stuff. I'm sure it's somewhere else, but I noticed that when I looked it up, it was on Tubi. And then I was like looking up at all these other crime thrillers to watch. There were a couple that I had read the book. I think it's one on Netflix called like Behind Her Eyes or something like that. I read that book. I remember the author was like Sarah Pinsborough or something like that. I don't know why I remember that author, but I remember really liking that book because it was like the year when I read that was like the year, and I think like right around the same time, like I think I listened to them back to back on Audible, that I listened to The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn, and then I turned around and I listened to Behind Her Eyes or Beneath Her Eyes or whatever it's called. The thing is, I kind of remember the ending. I remember a well. I remember something about a well in it. I remember more than that, but I don't want to give it away in case that's like how it ends. But anyway, I remember something about a well. So I don't know if that's that one, but that one keeps on coming up recommended to me on Netflix, and I was watching a bunch of other ones. But last night, I watched, well, Alex and I watched Traitors last night. Oh my God, is it not so good? Is it not so good? Like every week, I'm always like worried because I have my favorites, you know? And it's so funny. If you watch a show, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, this part will be completely missed on you. But it's so funny because I was like reading something. It was on like Twitter or somebody put it or something. I don't know. I think it might have been Tamra that put it on Twitter, or Janelle, one of the people that is on Traitors. And they said something about, or maybe they reshared it or something, I don't know, but they said something about, isn't it funny when you watch the show that you instantly don't like the Traitors, even though the Traitors were just randomly picked? It's not like you instantly think they're like, I mean, it's kind of like, to be honest with you, kind of like this social experiment, you know? Because, so if you watch the show, what it is there's all these people that come in, they stay in this castle, right? And then Alan Cummings randomly goes around the room and he picks like several people. He taps, they have like blindfolds on, and he taps their shoulder, and then they're traitors. And then the traitors, there's like a couple of them, and then there's like the rest of the people are all called faithfuls. And the traitors get to murder one faithful a night, and then the faithfuls have to try to figure out who the traitors are to banish them from the castle, right? But the traitors are like in with the faithfuls, so they're acting like they're faithfuls. Okay, that's like the whole idea of traitors. But instantly from like the very beginning, it's like, I'm a faithful and you're a traitor. Like, it's like this, like, the traitors are like bad people or something, when they just randomly got picked. And I saw this tweet or whatever it was, or maybe it was like some article that I was reading, and it was like so interesting, and I was thinking, this is kind of like a social experiment, you know? Like in first grade, like, okay, she's the popular girl, you know, he's the athlete, he's the nerd, he's the gay kid we all pick on, you know, I relate to that one, obviously. You know, it's like, in like first grade, all these roles are assigned, and then you carry those through with you. I mean, like, that's really kind of true, in all honesty, you know? I mean, those roles that people got put in first and second grade were really kind of the roles they played out. I mean, I went to school with the same people, you know, all 12 years mostly. And so they were kind of those roles that were picked in like first grade, you know? And so it's interesting that you talk about this show called The Traitors, and then these people that are just randomly assigned these roles are all of a sudden seen as like evil people, when they're not any different than anybody else except for they got a tap on their shoulder, you know? So it's kind of interesting as a social experiment. And, I mean, even just kind of like how the faithfuls talk about the traitors and stuff like that. So anyway, we watched that last night. I have to tell you, that is probably one of the only shows, I mean, even including like these Harlan Coben shows that I watch, that I'm literally on the edge of my seat the entire time, like with conversations and whatever, because of course, you know, now I have my favorites, the people that I don't want to get kicked out, and I have people that I want to get kicked out, which is interesting because I'm not trying to ruin it for anybody that hasn't seen it. Like last year, I was always kind of like Team Traitors the whole time, because there was like somebody on the Traitors that I loved, and this time, it's kind of split for me. Like there's, one of the traitors I like live for and hope they make it till the very end and win everything. The other traitor I like really can't stand. And then it's kind of split with the faithfuls too. So it's an interesting show to watch. It's good. I don't love the challenges that they do in it, because they do these challenges to win money throughout it, which is interesting because last season, they like won almost like the most money you could win on like every challenge. This season, they're not like pushing themselves that hard on the challenges. And they're not, I mean, I think last night they could win like $25,000 and they won like 8. Like it seems like last season they won like the most they could win like every challenge. It's a little bit more gamey. I think it would have been interesting. So the first season, it's half celebrities and half just normal people. And so like the normal people were really wanting to get a lot of the money, right? So it was a lot of that. And then this season, it's all celebrities. I think it would have been interesting if they had played for, like, charities. Like, if the money they had raised or whoever won in the end won for charities. And, like, if they stayed, you know, so many days, they got more money for their charity or whatever. Because I think it would have put a different spin on it. Because it's just really ultimately for them about the game of who, like, comes away, like, and stays the longest. And, like, they fight so hard for the shields. Like, I don't remember that from last season. I don't remember if there were shields last season, in all honesty, but, I could ask Alex, because he just watched it, but, like, the shields prevent you from being murdered that night. I don't really remember that from last season. But they all fight so hard for these shields, right? And then the whole competition becomes about the shields, not about making money for the team. And the money is ultimately, like, what they win in the end anyway. Like, they don't just get this lump sum of money. Like, they have to earn the money to win it. So it's interesting to me that they're not trying harder for the money. I don't know, maybe they all don't need it or something. I don't know. But anyway, I mean, it could be like $250,000. It's a huge sum of money. So we watched that last night. And then, that was after, when I got done with that was when I talked to Tanya Jean. I called her after that. She called me I called her before, and then she texted me that she was watching Traitors, and then she called me while we started it right after she did. And so when we were both done with it, I called her and we talked, because I knew she'd want to talk about Traitors, and so we talked. And I think like halfway through Traitors, I called her and I told her I was taking Boo out and I would call her back afterwards. I think that's what happened. I can't remember honestly now, but anyway, so yeah, so then I talked to Tanya for a little bit last night. And then Alex went to bed. Oh, no. Then Alex watched Emily in Paris. He is so into that show. He's now on to what is it called? He just started the 3rd season. Hey, how are you guys doing?
Hey, Peter, how are you?
It's so nice, isn't it?
Yep.
Enjoyed it. Well, it's last week.
I know. Well, today and tomorrow is supposed to be... Tomorrow's a little bit colder. But then next week it's supposed to be cold, yeah.
Down it goes.
I'm not complaining.
I know. Well, we're right around the corner from spring.
Yep.
Sorta, kinda.
Sorta, kinda. Have a nice walk. So anyway, and then I was just like messing around and like looking through stuff last night. Did you ever just get like caught up in like I started like looking through random stuff last night. Like I was looking through this drawer in the kitchen or whatever. So anyway, then So then I was like really physically tired last night. We'll get to this in just a second. So I rested for a little bit, like while Alex was, because he was downstairs watching Emily in Paris on the TV, and I knew he was gonna come upstairs in just a little bit. So when he came upstairs, I like went through the kitchen, was like cleaning stuff up and looking through the kitchen and stuff like that. And then Boo Radley wanted to go upstairs, so that's why I went upstairs. So I went upstairs and like got Boo Radley in bed and like hung out in bed for a little bit and was just kind of like looking through my phone and stuff like that. And then when Alex came upstairs, I went downstairs and I watched on my iPad, because I like to watch my iPad like in all like dark and stuff like that. Like I don't like there to be like lights on and all that. So I lit some candles and I watched my iPad and I finished watching, what do you call it? The Tourist with that Jamie Dornan. I finished watching that last night. It took me like a long time to finish it. The episodes are like an hour long. I know this is gonna sound crazy, but like I'm so used to watching like a 40-minute episode of something with like the first 2 to 3 minutes being like the intro. So it's really like I'm watching like a 37-minute show, you know? And so anyway, they're like 56 minutes long each episode. So I finished watching The Tourist last night. a lot of people in the comment section said that they, like, because I talked about it on my drama video too, I think, and a lot of people were like, they really couldn't get into it. I thought it was fantastic. I really did. It was slow, I mean, but it wasn't like slow boring to me. It was slow paced, and I felt like it was supposed to be slow paced, you know? I feel like in today's time, it was like the same criticism that a lot of people gave Leave the World Behind with Julia Roberts and what's his name? I can't think of his name. Ethan Hawke. People were like, oh, that movie was so slow and it was so boring and nothing happened and it was an inconclusive ending. I'm like, it was like a movie about, like, if this happened in real time to real people in a house, like an Airbnb. Like, it wasn't supposed to be this action-packed movie with tons of special effects and stuff like that. And I feel like we live in this world where everybody wants all of this stuff now, right? I kind of like a slower groove a little bit sometimes. Like, I can appreciate that. I think especially from just a film point of view, you know, like, it takes me back to the movie Nomadland, and I can remember watching that movie at the time that I watched it, and, you know, it was up for Academy Awards and stuff like that. I think it won a couple, and I love Frances McDormand anyway, but if you've never seen the movie, it's long. The movie is really long. I actually watched it out here, and Nomadland is about this woman who lives in this small town. I think it's based on a true story, and her husband's passed away. And this town, everybody in this town, it's kind of like Flint, Michigan when all the factories closed, you know? And so everybody in this town worked for this one factory. Well, then the factory closes, and so she loses her job. And she's trying to hold on to her house that she lived in, and she has nowhere to live, so she ends up, like, moving into this van and being, like, you know, like, van life kind of thing. But not with, like, the twinkle lights and how, like, everybody makes it look on, like, YouTube and TikTok. Like, she's legitimately, as, like, a homeless person living in a van and, like, doing her best and things like that. And so she goes around from town to town to town, living in her van, trying to do, like, day work. And she'll get a job at, like, I think she gets a job at, like, Amazon or something for a while. And she works there through the holidays. And then, and parks her van, like, at a certain place where you can, like, pay to park it. And then she does these, like, caravans and stuff. The movie's slow, you know? It's like, another one of her movies that was fantastic was that 3 Billboards Over, what was it, Ebbing, Missouri or whatever. I mean, that movie was slow. It was fantastic. You know, sometimes I kind of like a slow movie that evolves over time. And that's kind of how The Tourist is, you know? The Tourist, I will tell you, if you like Poker Face, you will love The Tourist. But The Tourist has less comedy in it, but it's very much the same feeling as Poker Face. It's kind of like the same story. But I loved it. Well, I will tell you what saved it for me, though. Okay, so I don't know who left this comment, but somebody left a comment that, and it was kind of funny, the comment they left. I'm going to read some comments here in a second, because I haven't read comments and responded to them in a while, so I'm going to do that today. But somebody left a comment. I was like, did my phone just text as soon as I said that? Somebody just texted me. Anyway, somebody left a comment, and they said they live in the UK, and they said they had just started watching or just got done watching season 2. They couldn't have gotten done watching season 2 because season 2 just came out in the UK. I just looked. It's like there's 4 episodes out or something like that. Or maybe it's done. I don't know. But anyway, they said they started watching it, but they said, the comment was funny, and they said something like, Jamie, is that his name, Dornan or whatever, that was in 50 Shades of Grey? He's the main star. They're like, he is fine, but there's no Christian Grey in the world that could keep me watching that show. It's so boring, which I thought was like a funny comment, right? But I was so thankful for that comment, because that was when I started, like, searching where to watch the show, because I already at that point knew I wanted to watch season 2 of this show, and I was like, I thought it just came out on Netflix. Was this not made for Netflix? I had never heard of this show before. So I started looking up The Tourist, like where, like season 2, and like all the season 2 stuff came out. So it's a BBC show. I wasn't aware of that. I thought it was like a made for Netflix show. And so season 2 is currently airing. Season 2 of The Tourist is coming out on Netflix on February 29th. So I'm excited for that. So I'm going to wait for that. But apparently it's airing right now in the UK, or it just got done airing, or maybe they put all the episodes out at the same time. The way it looked, so I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like they like, the first week of January they played like 1 episode, then after that, and then after that, and then it's like 6 episodes. So maybe it would be done by, I guess it would be done by now. So anyway, To whoever who left that comment, my deepest apologies. Maybe you have finished the season. I don't know, but your comment was funny nonetheless. When you're like, there's no Christian Grey in the world that could keep me watching that show because it was so boring. I understand that. Like, I mean, Alex is kind of the same way. But it's interesting because, like, some shows that are, like, slow, like the feud of the Truman Capote versus the Swans that we're watching, like, Alex, like, that's slow, too. And Alex loves that stuff. If it's, like, beautifully shot, like, Alex kind of appreciates it. But, like, Nomadland was beautifully shot, and Alex could, like, he would never have gotten into that. He would have been so bored with that movie. The soundtrack is beautiful, though. I love the soundtrack. So I finished that last night, and then I was, like, looking at my shows that I have to, finish. This woman usually walks with her husband. They're the wine drinkers that walk. See, everybody's out today because the weather's nice. I was looking at my weekly shows. You want to know how many shows I have finished this year so far? Here are my watch TV shows. I have finished 20 shows so far this year. Here they are. You ready? Ultimate Girls Trip Roni Legacy, Natalia Speaks, Canada's Drag Race Season 4, Vanderpump Rules Season 4, The Golden Wedding, Dragula Season 5, Vanderpump Rules Season 5, American Nightmare, Vanderpump Rules Season 6, Below Deck Mediterranean Season 8, Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Vanderpump Rules Season 7, Vanderpump Rules Season 8, Vanderpump Rules Season 9, Vanderpump Rules Season 10, Fool Me Once, Safe, 1,000 Pound Sisters Season 5, The Stranger, and The Tourist Season 1. And tonight I think I'm going to watch... Well, I wanted to start watching, it's like on Netflix, it's this documentary about this cult that all is around aliens, like the UFOs told this guy that, did you guys see this movie called Deep Fear? It's about sharks. I might watch that this weekend too. Alex likes sharks movies, so he might watch that one. Rael, here it is, it's called Rael, the Alien Prophet. In the 70s, after an alleged encounter with aliens called the Elohim, Rael talks to the media to spread their message and builds loyal followers. I started watching it last night. I got like, I don't know, like 10 minutes into it. I was like, this is so boring. But it's like oh my God, The Tourist is #1 on shows in the USA. Do you think that's because of me talking about it? I bet it is. And then #2 is Griselda. Alex absolutely loved that. #3 is American Nightmare. That's fantastic. #4 is Young Sheldon. I have absolutely no desire to watch that. #5 is One Day. I thought One Day... I feel like that was a book they turned into a movie. I thought it was, oh, it's a series. Oh, it's a long series. It's 14 episodes. I'm not interested in that. It's a love story. And then Alexander, the Making of a God. I heard that was good. #7, Rael. I'm not interested. Love on the Spectrum. So many people have told me to watch that. #9, The Wife and Kids. And #10, Fool Me Once. Oh, here's that girl that was in that other show. Unbelievable. What's this? As a traumatized young woman reports being I can't say that word on YouTube, by an intruder, she faces a whirlwind of emotions, increasingly skeptical questions from police. Oh, it's already in my... Oh, I watched it. Why don't I remember this movie? I looked at it because it has the girl from Dumplin' in it. How do I know this? That main character... Oh, it's got Toni Collette in it. Oh, I do remember this. Oh my God. Caitlin Dever, yeah. Oh my God, this is such a good movie. Based on true events, it says. Isn't it so crazy how you can... Oh, that was the movie about the two detectives. Isn't it so funny how you can, like, watch something and then completely forget that you ever watched it, and at the time it has such an impact on you? That's why I keep a list of the shows that I watch now. I know people think it's crazy that I keep a list of shows, but I do. Because that way, like, if somebody says to me, have you watched a show, I can go back and I can look. Because often I'm not, like, sure if I've watched a show or not. So anyway, when I was going through my watch shows last night, I have some catching up to do. I feel like I've watched so much reality TV. I've said this in 3 videos now, so I'll just make it quick. That now that I'm watching these, like, crime thrillers, like, I'm so into it that, like, it's kind of hard for me to get into the reality TV stuff. So, last night Alex wanted to watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but that was when I was like, I gotta take a break from watching some TV for a little bit. So, that's when he watched Emily in Paris. So, we gotta watch Beverly Hills and Miami, and then, RuPaul's Drag Race comes out tonight. And then we have The Swan. So Alex and I have 4 shows to watch this weekend. And then so last night, the last thing I watched was, I watched last week's episode of Southern Hospitality. because I hadn't watched it yet. And then I watched like 10 or 15 minutes of this week's Southern Hospitality, and I have the rest of it to finish. And then I have 3 weeks of La Brea to watch. 2 weeks ago, last week, and the week and this week. And then I have The Bachelor to watch. This week of The Bachelor is going to have to be good for me to continue to watch it, because The Bachelor is a lot different than, like, Bachelor in Paradise. Bachelor in Paradise is funny and all this kind of stuff, and The Golden Bachelor was very, very sweet. The Bachelor is just like... Okay, first of all, these girls are very cutthroat with each other because they all think that he's going to be their husband. And when you think about this show, honestly, from kind of like I was like watching it the last time I was watching it, I was like, this is like a really bizarre show. Because like he's like, he said something to them. I don't know why this is what made me think about it, but he said something to them. He's like, we all have like a really good first date. And I was like, this is so weird. Like, you're dating, like the concept that one guy is dating like all these women, or on The Bachelorette, one woman is dating all these guys. And it's not like, and maybe it's because like I've never been somebody that could date multiple people at the same time. Like, I'm just not. Like, if I like somebody and I know it, like that's the person I'm dating. I can't date multiple people, and never have been able to. And so, maybe I just don't understand it, but it's not like like on The Golden Bachelor, I feel like the kissing was a little bit more reserved, or maybe I'm wrong and I'm remembering it wrong. I don't know, somebody remind me in the comment section below. I mean, he kissed multiple women on the show, but it wasn't like night one, he kissed like 10 or 15 women. I mean, it was like, the kisses kind of meant more on The Golden Bachelor, because, I was like, what is this shadow? Somebody put this thing up on Twitter yesterday, and it cracked me up, because at first, I didn't get it, and I was like, I am as dumb as this woman in this TikTok. Like, I am so like her. She's painting this wall, okay? And so it's like, you go up the staircase. Has anybody seen this TikTok? It's hilarious, right? I mean, this is so me, okay? So it's this TikTok, and it shows this woman, and so like, if a staircase is going up like this way, you know, and this is the wall, okay, of the staircase, she's painting this wall, and the wall is white. She keeps on, this part over here, she keeps on painting, because she can't get over, she keeps on going over it, and she doesn't understand why it's not getting enough paint. Well, it's the shadow from the banister going down. I'm like looking at this, and I'm like, this is so me. I am so dumb, right? So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, The Golden Bachelor. So I feel like he kind of like saved his kisses a little bit. Like, I don't feel like I don't remember Jerry, every episode kissing like 6 women. I remember it being like a really special deal, like when he would kiss a woman. And it would be on like a date. Like when they would get like a date card, or they would go on like a one-on-one date. I don't remember it being like when they, like before the rose ceremony, the cocktail party. I don't remember him like kissing like 10 women. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but and that was my introduction to all of this, right? So then to see Joey literally, and then what it seems like is, because he either at the end of talking to a girl, he'll either go in and like hug them or kiss them. And then if they kiss, it's not just kind of like a peck on the lips, it's like a kiss. Like, he's tongue kissing like 10 or 15 of these women a night, right? And so it's I don't know, it's like so bizarre. And then there's these 2 sisters that are on there together, but the one sister leaves, but she doesn't really have like she kind of freaks out and leaves, but she doesn't have a real reason to leave. I think that whole thing was so produced. I think they brought her on, and I don't think she had any intention of being like a real contestant on the show. I think they brought her on to like make that girl's story stronger for some reason, and then to show that she like threw this fit, she throws this cake into the whole thing is so corny. I mean, the Bachelor Nation is so corny, but this is the thing. Once I can get down to about 10 of the women, I think I'll be fine. But like right now, I can't even remember the women's names or the girls' names and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know. I just like, the show is long. It's an hour and a half long. So for me to like really get into it, like when I watch Monday's episode that I haven't watched, I'm gonna have to like really be into it, or I'm gonna be like, no, I can't do that this week. Like, or I can't do this anymore. I already decided. I like looked up what happened to everybody on 90 Day Fiance. Okay, first of all, that show that's nuts too. So I was watching 90 Day Fiance. Well, like 3 of them, they broke up with their person and then started OnlyFans. So basically, we're on the show to start OnlyFans and get famous. That happened to like 3 of them. 2 of them like broke up and like 2 of them got married or something like that. I'm like, okay, well now at least I know what happened to the people, so I don't have to keep on watching. I don't have to watch. I'm not even watching the finale. When you get to the very end of a show and you don't watch the finale, that's how boring that show is. I won't be watching 90 Day Fiance anymore. I don't think. Okay, and then Love After Lockup. The battery stopped. I can't believe I was at 30 minutes already. The thing about Love After Lockup and Life After Lockup is that there's like 2 people that I was interested in. Like I liked Brittany and K-Rock, and I liked Melissa and Louie. But like other than that, like I wasn't really interested in a lot of the couples. There was one other. The other thing was, there was the girl that had gone to prison for drug charges, and then she proposed to her boyfriend, and her daughter came and lived with her. But like I looked up at their social media and I saw this stuff that they had broken up like the next episode. And then there was like another couple that's getting married and the mothers were fighting. I liked them. They were like interesting to watch. But like other than that, there's like 10 couples on it, okay? And so like one week they'll show like 4 or 3 or 4. The next week they'll show another 3 or 4. Another week they'll show like a mixture of the 2. So you have to watch the whole episode because they only show like 10-minute clips of each of it. And then there's like 4 10-minute clips throughout the show. So you can't like skip. I mean, you could. But anyway, I don't know. I might go back to watch that. I used to love it so much. But I think that was when I started Love After Lockup, and they didn't bring these couples from past seasons. Life After Lockup is like couples that have been on the show before. But now I'm kind of invested in these people. I just heard this bird. By the way, little birdie hadn't been over here for like, it's been like 2 days now that I haven't seen him. So, I don't know. Maybe he flew the coop. So I watched Southern Hospitality last night, and then I went to bed, and I slept great last night. Those pillows, I'm going to have to come back and do like a revamped review of those pillows, a remix, because first of all, I will tell you, they are not comfortable. Those bamboo pillows are not comfortable at all. I literally feel like I'm just like, have my head laid down on like, they feel like, they don't even feel memory foam to me, because like I pushed into them a little bit last night, and they push in, they're hard. I mean, they're not hard like a table, but they're hard, right? And like I've had memory foam pillows in the past, when you sink your head into it, that kind of just like sticks there. You know, they're like harder than that. Maybe that's the trick to them, I don't know. But I feel like I'm literally laying on like a hospital like bed mattress. Like that's what it feels like. They're not comfortable. I mean, they're not comfortable, but for some reason, like, I fall asleep very quickly on them, and I sleep deeply on them, and I didn't wake up a bunch last night either. So, last night, when I got done vlogging, I was very proud. I walked, well, Alex was getting ready to leave his, like, dinner meeting thing that he had last night, so he texted me, and I was still uploading, I think I was uploading my vlog. And he was like, I'm on my way home. And I said, okay, I'm getting ready to walk. And he was like, okay. And so I went and walked last night, took a different route and stuff. I walked for, okay, my goal was 35 minutes last night. I know this is so corny. Well, first of all, while I was sitting there and I was like uploading my videos and like I was waiting for like, there was like 2 videos that were like very close to being done, and I was waiting for them to be done. And so I brought out my workout journal and I like wrote down like 3 exercises. Cause you know when I used to work out back in the day in the gym, I used to do like, you know, I did a lot of free weight stuff. So there were like 10 exercises that I would do just on free weight. So you can just basically do like standing up or in a chair, right? And so like I wrote down 3 of them. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna attempt to do like 1 set of 3. Well, I ended up doing 3 sets of 3 exercises last night on my weights. I was so proud of myself. And then I went and I walked. And my goal was to walk, because the night before I walked for 30 minutes. So my goal was to walk for 35 minutes. I walked for 45 minutes last night. I had such a great walk. I have to say this, and like this is no new mystery, and people have been recommending it to me for years on the vlog, you know, when I talk about like being down and struggling and stuff like that. And I listened to my audiobook. So last night I listened to 45 minutes of my audiobook while I was walking, and I was like, this is a really great way to get through my audiobooks. People have been saying this to me for years on my vlog. You should walk and listen to your audiobooks. I probably should have listened to people from the vlog. So anyway, that's when people tell you things and then you gotta like learn it yourself, you know? But anyway, but I did feel, oh my God, I came home last night and I felt so good. And I think that's part of the reason why I slept great the last 2 nights too. Like I felt so good when I came back. Like, just like, and I walk fast too. It's not like it's just like a leisurely walk. Like, I'm walking fast. And, like, my endorphins were kind of pumping. I just felt really, really good. I will say that, like, an hour and a half later, like, when we were watching, towards the end of watching Traitors, like, my body started getting really, really sore, because I'm not used to being real active. That's active for me, you know? So I'm proud of myself. So, tonight, Alex is he was like, this girlfriend of his, like, reached out to him last night, and she was like, do you want to have dinner sometime this weekend? He's got his birthday party on Saturday, and so he's like, do you care if I go out to dinner with her? He hasn't seen her for a long time tomorrow night. And I was like, no, because I was like, I'll watch a show and just binge watch a show. I'm gonna take my walk and stuff like that. And so, I was like, no, because I wanna, you know, whatever. So, when I get done with this, vlog, I'm going to walk. Now, I have to tell you, I kind of like walking at night more than I like walking during the day. Because it's like, I don't know, there's just something about it, like walking at night. But I think today, when I get done with this vlog, if Alex is up, then I'll see if he wants to hang out and like watch TV or something like that. If he's not up, then I'm probably going to take my walk now, and I'm going to try to, like, we're going to aim for another 45 minutes today. That's my goal. But I am keeping my workout journal. And I stayed eating what I was supposed to eat, except for that. I felt like this was a temptation from the gods. I didn't really tell Alex that I started like yesterday. And so last night, he brought me this lemon cake home from the, from his, like, because it's like a catered dinner thing he got. He's like, oh, he was like so sweet, because like whenever he goes somewhere and he doesn't bring me like a cookie or a piece of cake or a cupcake back, and I know they've had it, I'm like, you didn't bring me a cupcake? And he's like, I'm sorry. So last night he was so excited about himself. He was like, I brought you this cake back. I was like, oh, thanks. And I'm trying to eat healthy. I like, you know, ordered all this food and stuff like that. So he was like, well, you don't have to eat it. You can just throw it away. But of course I did, and I like put it in the refrigerator, right? And so, last night for dinner, I had, did I make 1 or 2 of my meals? Oh, I made 2 of my meals. I actually had, so Gardein, that makes the plant-based, like, chicken and beef and all that kind of stuff. I really like, there's one of the things I really like by Gardein, I can't remember, but they do meatballs and all kinds of stuff. Well, now they make, like, bowls, like dinner bowls. And so I got the sweet and sour plant-based chicken by Gardein. Oh my God, it was fantastic. And then there's another brand, and it's called Daring, D-A-R-I-N-G, and it's plant-based as well. And it was like this chili chicken, and it was like, it tasted kind of like very Mexican. It was like chicken and rice, all plant-based. It was like plant-based chicken and rice and like these chilies. Each of them were like 360 calories. I had that, a peanut butter sandwich. I drank a ton of water yesterday, brought out that Stanley cup that I haven't been using for a while. So I'm trying to like drink, you know, a couple of those a day. And then I had a little, had a peanut butter sandwich. And so, but then late last night I did have the cake. I was so hungry for the cake, but I still lost weight today. I couldn't believe it. Like, I lost quite a bit of weight today. And I was like, oh my God, the walk must be doing me good, and the lifting weights and all that kind of stuff, so I'm kind of proud of myself. But I told Alex, I said, please don't bring me home anything. I know that was very sweet of you, but I can't have anything. See if I have it in the house. And he was like, well, I would never have brought it if I knew that. And I was like, and if you hand it to me and then you say, well, you can throw it away if you want. Okay, that's like, I mean, what? There's no way, you know? So I was like, just please don't bring, you know, stuff in here anymore. And, I will say this, one thing I have to learn is that, like, I was reading through my comments, because on my, well, people were very supportive when I talked about it over here, and were like, oh my God, you walked, I'm so proud of you. I walked for half an hour. I am proud of myself. I'm proud of myself that I consistently did it for 2 days in a row. Like, if I start doing it more and more and more, it's that, you know, like, I think it takes 21 days to create a habit, so if I do it for a couple weeks in a row, it'll just get in my habit to walk. Plus, I feel so good, and I think it's also part of why I'm sleeping better, why I'm feeling emotionally better, and things like that, because I'm getting some exercise in and some activity, you know? So anyway, one of the things I'm going to have to learn, though, is, like on the vlog, I've said this enough over here that when I talk about like food and dieting and whatever, you know, that there's always like every person has their own personal experience, and you know, everything from, well, diets don't work, to this, to that, to you should do this diet, to you should do that diet, to you should just do, I mean, everybody like is an expert of their, you know, of what somebody else should do with their life. But I've said over here, like, it's very overwhelming when I get those comments. Well, so I did the video on my Peter Does Stuff channel, and it was like tons of comments as well. Just, it was like, it took me right back to day one of talking about it over here. And I was just like, okay, I just like skimmed the comments, honestly. I didn't really even read most of the comments. I was like, if you're going to talk about it over here, you're just going to either have to read the comments with an open mind. But I got like 4 comments in, and it was like, one was like super supportive. The next one was like, you're doing this all wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. The next one was like, none of these, like, it was like, they didn't watch the video at all. Then the next one was like, well, the diet that you should do, this is great, but the diet that you should do is such and such. And I was like, okay, I'm getting overwhelmed again. This is what happens when I get overwhelmed. So I think on those videos, when I do them, I'm just going to have to like stay out of the comments and not read the comments. Because I said in my first video, share whatever you want to share, you know? And so, I don't know, maybe I'll go back and read some of the comments, but like, when I'm trying to like do better day by day and take it one day at a time, like it's a little overwhelming for me. So yeah, I have to stay out of the comments a little bit with that. But I actually feel really good that and I did see that Kayla that left the initial comment that I talked about on there. I did see that she commented. I think she commented on there. She commented on the vlog. I can't remember. But she said she's always direct and whatever. No, I did appreciate it. And you know, and I have to say, me feeling, well, I didn't feel like anybody pushed me to make the video, but like that comment kind of pushed me in the direction to want to make the video. I feel like making that video yesterday and actually was the accountability piece that last night didn't work for the cake, but I still did okay. I mean, it was better than everything else that I usually eat in a day. It was, even with the cake, I ate better than I usually do on any given day, right? And I walked, and I lifted weights, and so I'm proud of myself. And I drank a lot of water. Still not using the syrups and the coffee and things like that. It's the little things, you know? And so, it was interesting because I can't remember who this was, but it's somebody that watches my vlog every single day. I should know who this is. I can't remember who said it. But they said on that video, I knew something was up because Peter wasn't talking about his weight loss journey on his vlog. And I wasn't, because I was disappointed in myself, you know? It wasn't like I was keeping it a secret or anything. I just was disappointed. There was nothing really to share because I wasn't proud of myself, you know? I was really struggling with it. But I think, like, now I've got, like, 2 days in and I've been doing well, and I'm really proud of myself. And like I said, it's just day by day. I'm really going to have to approach it, and which my sponsor has been encouraging me for a long time, and I've tried. I'm really going to have to approach, not the whole thing, but my attitude about looking at it from a 12-step point of view, of taking it one day at a time, you know, and using those slogans and things like that, and, you know, progress, not perfection, and if you always do what you always did, you always get what you always got. I mean, all those same slogans that really helped me in early recovery can apply to this as well, and my attitude and everything towards that. So I'm just going to keep on going and try it, you know, and go day by day. I'm doing right now 5-pound increments towards goals. So, because that's what worked for me years ago when I lost like a pretty good amount of weight. Was that I like did it in 5-pound increments, and then I rewarded myself with something. I don't necessarily have this idea to reward myself right now. Like, that's not really like this thought in my head. I mean, maybe, but like there's not, to be honest with you, there's not really anything, I mean, that I want that bad. So, I mean, the other day I bought a pair of like, I wanted a pair of like black Vans, old schools, but they came yesterday. They're really cute. I'll show them on here sometime. And then I bought this cotton candy Modd's coffee. It's not sugary, it's just the flavor of that. So there's just no calories. Modd's, I saw it come up on Amazon, so I bought that. And I bought another kind of, when I said I wasn't going to buy any more K-Pods, and then I turned around and bought K-Pods. But I bought those 3 things. I bought another kind of coffee, I can't remember what it was. And the soups and the bread, but that's to eat and stuff like that. You know, I'm saving a lot of money from not ordering food and whatever. So yeah, it's just about making better choices and thinking one day at a time. But I'm doing 5-pound increments. So like, when I started a week ago Tuesday, I think I said in my video yesterday 215.1, but when I went back in and I looked, I don't remember, I thought I read it right off the thing, but when I was looking last night, so I wrote my start date as of Tuesday in my workout journal yesterday, and it was 215.2 that I was on January 30th. And today when I weighed myself, so yesterday I was 214, and today I was 213 point something, like 0.1 or 0.4 or something like that. I like almost lost like another pound. I couldn't believe it. And so my goal right now is to get below 210, and then after 210 I'll be below 25. Ultimately my goal is to get below 200, but I don't want to get real excited at like 198, 199, because then I can go back over, because like I always do, so I feel like it's weird. It feels like something's different this time about it, though. It's almost kind of like I had to... Oh, this was the one thing that somebody said. It was interesting. Somebody said, if you read these articles, you'll see that online weight loss journeys are always a failure. And I was like, that's so interesting, because Tammy and Amy Slayton and their whole family have lost quite a bit of weight, even doing weight loss surgery and everything else. And that was on a TV show. There's like 20 TV shows that are very similar to that. Obese to Beast, which was that guy that I initially saw on Instagram. There's like a ton of Instagrammers out there that are inspiring and have weight loss journeys. Whenever I get on Facebook, which is very rare, I see these, like, there are videos of these people, like the shorts, that are like 365 days. It's like a year, like last year to this year, and it shows them like how progressively how much weight they've lost. That's all online. All these people have done it online. So that can't be true. It's working for at least one person that's doing it online. So it can work for me too. I don't know about people out there that are failing that are doing it online, but I know that I need some accountability factor. And if I hadn't had to get on video this week, and I didn't choose to get on video and hold myself accountable this week, I probably would have ordered Cheesecake Factory last night, true story, and probably the night before. And so it is the accountability factor that I need. And then, it's like, when I got in early recovery, I didn't start going to meetings because I wanted to. I didn't start going to meetings because I was like so excited to be sober. I started going to meetings to get people off my ass, okay? It was a checklist that I had to do. I was told to do these things, and so I was doing them, mostly to appease people in my life, like my father and other people like that. That's why I was doing that, but it wasn't like I wanted to be there. When I started feeling the peace in the mind and the serenity, when I stopped having people say to me, do you know what you did the night before? And I noticed that because I hadn't had a drink in so long. When I noticed that I had 30 days sober, 60 days sober, and I was like, damn, you did this for a while. When I had 6 months sober, that was really the turning point for me, I was like, you did this for 6 months. That's longer than you've done anything, right? So for me, the accountability of having to get online and share my failures or my successes and share that with people, because I chose to do that. I chose to hold myself accountable at whatever criticism or positivity I receive, right? I chose to do that. That's initially going to get my foot in the door, and then after that, how I feel is going to keep me around on doing it, and that's what I'm hoping on, But now I got 2 days under my belt, so I feel pretty good about this, and we're just gonna, like I said, I'm really approaching it from one day at a time and doing small incremental goals, like 5 pounds each. A couple people have mentioned that in the comment sections over here, but that was something that I had done before anyway that worked for me. If I look at it as, okay, I want to get down to 170 pounds, which I don't really want to ever get lower than that. So, like, that's, like, my ultimate, like, that's not, like, my dream goal, because, honestly, I think, like, 180, but, like, lifting and either walking or running and being active and not be, I'm not real attracted to real muscly, that kind of stuff. Like, the dad bod thing, honestly, is kind of, like, what I'm attracted to. So if I had like a dad bod and I was like 175 or 180, like I'd be very happy with that. And so that's kind of my goal, like between 175 and 80. Well, when I look at that and I think, okay, let's just say 170 as a shooting point, right? Because anything above that. So, right now, let's say I was at 215. So that's, 45 pounds I still have to lose, which is less than what I've already lost in the last 2 years, So it's achievable. I don't know. I'm gonna do it. I feel good about it. I also feel like this is a good time because the summer will come up and I'll feel better about myself. I'll feel better about my body and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I took that walk last night, listened to my audiobook. It was great. It was really fun. I'm really enjoying walking and stuff. So we have a neighborhood, like we have like 3 neighborhoods around us. There's like the neighborhood outside of us, which is the one that I always refer to, and there's like a neighborhood to the right, and then there's the neighborhood behind us. And I mean, I guess there's like a neighborhood to the left. That's kind of the neighborhood behind us. So there's all these different routes I can take. I was kind of surprised, in all honesty. I just kind of like zigzagged and went like up one street and down another and down up another street, and because they all connect. I was kind of surprised how close to home I could stay, and it still took me 45 minutes to walk it. Like, I literally just, I walked up here, and then I went down this street, and then I went down this street, and then I walked over and down another street, and then down a cul-de-sac, and then back up a cul-de-sac, because I was trying to get some hills into, you know, get those glutes done. Ultimately, my goal would be, if I walk for long enough, let's say a month or 2, that I could start running a little bit. I ran back in the day. I would really love to get back into running, so that's kind of my goal a little bit. So, you know, we'll see. So yeah, and so tonight I'm going to pick a show to watch, and Alex said he's like, this dinner won't be long tonight. So I said, like, won't be long, like we can watch shows afterwards. He's like, oh yeah, we can watch shows afterwards. So oh, here comes my neighbor coming to get the mail across the street. I don't think the mail's here yet, actually. I haven't seen the mail guy come yet. So we'll probably watch some of these shows tonight when Alex gets home. Okay, I'm gonna look at a couple of these comments since I haven't done that for a while. And then I can't believe I've been vlogging for like 50 minutes so far. Oh my god, I have. This vlog has seemed rather short today. Hey, how are you?
Enjoy this day.
It's beautiful. Okay. Get into my vlog.
Staying busy?
Huh?
Staying busy?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yesterday I tried to talk to him. Was it yesterday or the day before? I was standing out there talking to him, and he was like, he like ran inside because he had to like go to the bathroom really quick. He's like, I have to go to the bathroom. And I was like, or he didn't say that. What did he say? He said like, nature calls or something like that. I was like, oh, okay. And then the next day, I was like trying to talk to him, and he was like, oh, I got something going on inside. And I was like, oh, okay. And just now he just like came out here, just like stood in the middle of the street, and he was just like looking through his mail and kept on like looking up at me, and I'm like, well, now I'm in the middle of filming a vlog, you know? I'm excited to see people out here again though when the spring comes out. Okay, Laurel said, oh my gosh, Peter, you have to watch Peaky Blinders. I don't know why it doesn't seem like a show that I would want to watch. Let's look up Peaky Blinders. I have had so many friends of mine that have, oh my god, how many seasons is it? See, it's so old-timey. I don't like the old-timey shows. Britain is a mixture of despair and hedonism in 1990 in the aftermath of the Great War, returning soldiers, newly minted revolution. The Alienist, I like that show, The Alienist. And criminal gangs are fighting for survival in a nation rocked by economic upheaval. One of the most powerful gangs of the time is the Peaky Blinders, run by returning war hero Thomas Shelby and his family. But Thomas has bigger ambitions than just running the streets. When a crate of guns goes missing, he recognizes an opportunity to advance in the world because crime may pay, but legitimate business pays better. Trying to rid Britain of its crime is Inspector Chester Campbell, who arrives from Belfast to try to achieve that. I don't think that show's for me. I would watch Dexter before I watch that, because Mel has been on me for years to watch Dexter, no offense. I'm not real into those, like, old-timey shows, like I said. I'd have to, like, have gone through everything, every Real Housewife in the world before I probably would have watched that. Okay, somebody said, I was worried with you when you thought you had deleted the first part of the vlog. Join the weight loss struggle bus. There's a seat right now. We can do it. Stacy has been recommending so many books to me. Some book that Stacy she is in the book club. Some book that she recommended to me. I can't remember what it was, but I went in and I bought it. She commented on here. I can't remember what it was. I think it was from Reese's book club. But she said, have you read any Sally Hepworth books, Peter? So good. I finally got my hands on the newest one from the library. Why do I feel like I have read a Sally Hepworth book? Why does that name sound familiar to me? Hepworth books. Let's see what they are. The covers look familiar. Oh, After the Wedding. I just saw that last night on something. These look like books Tanya would read. The Family Next Door. Soulmate. Are they real long? They look like they would be real long. The Things We Keep. Why does that look like I read that book? You know what I actually probably could do is just go into my Goodreads, couldn't I? Sally Hepworth. Sometimes it takes Goodreads forever to load, which I hate. See, here it's doing it today. Sally Hepworth. Pull up as an author. Author profile. Let's see if I've read any of her books. I haven't read any of her books. The Things We Keep sounds so familiar. Did I read that when it came out? It's about Alzheimer's. Did I watch it? Did they make it into a movie, maybe? Maybe that's why I'm thinking of it. But no, I haven't read any of her books, it looks like. Casey said, love Boo Radley peeking at the door saying hello. Hey, Boo! Aww. He loves taking naps with his dad. Okay, Rebecca said, Peter, just want you to know, since I saw your video where you're talking about the Harlan Coben series on Netflix, I watched Fool Me Once and was hooked. Finished The Woods. Now I'm on Stay Close. Okay, The Woods is one of them that's on my list. So thank you for getting me hooked. The Southern Illinois gal doesn't have time to cook dinner for her boyfriend because she has to watch the shows. Glad you mentioned them. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. It's going to be my weekend watching this. I love the new nighttime routine. I will probably walk more at night during summer. It will also be so nice to have light at 8 p.m. Amen. Kelly said, I'm so proud of you, Peter. Way to commit. Keep it up. You'll feel so much better. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Stephanie said, maybe move stalking around the Christmas tree for the holiday months and move to something else. Well, I would. So my plan was to read a bunch of other Christmas cozy mysteries after this because I was like, it's still winter. I'm not doing that no more. But stalking around the Christmas tree, I'd already started and gotten into, which was why I didn't want to DNF it and read it again next year. I wanted to finish it because I'd already started it before we went to Mexico. It was the only cozy Christmas. I remember I was going to read all these Christmas cozy mysteries, and that didn't happen. So I felt like my face kind of looked thin there for a second. So I was kind of like looking at myself. I was like, do I look thinner today than I usually look? Okay, maybe it's just because I trimmed my beard the other day. Pretty sure, Sally said, pretty sure Morning Train was Sheena Easton. Yes, you are so right. Okay. My first 45 was Hello by Lionel Richie. My first album was The Gambler, said Stephanie. Okay, this is so funny that you said that about Lionel Richie. Because I have a Lionel Richie album, and he has, like, a sweater on with, like, a polo, like, I feel like it's a green polo shirt with a popped collar underneath it. Is that Hello? I can't remember which one that is. I'll have to go down there and look. I can just see it in my head. Britt said, love you, Peter, love you. Michelle said, good morning, Peter. Hey, Michelle. Oh, everybody's leaving me little hearts. Glamum said, you're doing fantastic, Peter. Oh, thank you so much. You guys are giving me lots of recommendations for books to read and movies to watch and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm almost at an hour. I'm at 59 minutes right now. So I'm going to get off here. I might read some more comments tomorrow, so if you leave some comments on this video, they might get read tomorrow. But I'm going to do this real quick so I can make it in time. I'm at 29 minutes and 5 seconds. I got 55 seconds to get this done. So I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Friday and a fantastic beginning to your weekend. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you need to or want to, or your week or your weekend. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Like I always say, you might be putting a smile on their face. You might be changing their day for the better. You might be making them happier. You might be just making them feel not so all alone. Also, be kinder to one another. Love one another a little bit more. And most importantly, be kinder to yourself and love yourself a little bit more, because if you're kinder to yourself, you'll be kinder to others. And if you love yourself more, you'll love others more as well. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. And for those that need to hear it, one more, I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lane. I can't believe I got that all done in 30 seconds.